McLaughlin, and I would like to share a story with you. My daughter Mercy was born 8 years ago, and when she was born, she wasn't breathing. When she was a day and a half old, the doctors told us that she had a 90% chance of mortality. We were shocked and heartbroken and had many months and even years of difficulty and a lot of challenges in getting her to be where she is today. And that is a story that I would like to share with you. So when Mercy was 1, she was diagnosed with NF1, which is neurofibromatosis. And with neurofibromatosis, children and adults have a tendency to get nodules on their skin and tumors throughout their body, even in their brain. So when Mercy was 5 years old, she was diagnosed with an optic nerve glioma. An optic nerve glioma is a cancerous brain tumor that is actually sitting right on your optic nerves. And her optic nerve gliomas, she had actually one on each optic nerve, were affecting her vision. And we were told that once she began to lose vision, that she would not be able to regain that vision from those tumors. So her pediatric neuro-oncologist told us that we were going to do another MRI in 3 months, and if her tumor had grown at all, then she would need chemotherapy, up to a year of chemotherapy. And so we had to really think about what we were going to do. My husband and I were determined to research all natural ways to stop this optic nerve glioma from growing. And I know that some people think that that's not possible, and maybe you should just go the medical route. She had such a difficult life in so many aspects and had overcome so many things that we didn't want her to have to suffer through chemotherapy, and we were even concerned that she wouldn't survive it. So I had a friend, as soon as Mercy got her diagnosis, who texted me the word cannabis. Now, I didn't know what cannabis was. I was kind of goody two-shoes. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do any of those things. And so I Googled it. And I thought to myself, oh my goodness, she's telling me to give my child marijuana. But I started doing some research, and I stayed up all night. And I read story after story after story of people, children and adults, who had overcome all kinds of conditions by using cannabis. And of course, my next question was, well, where do I get this? If this cannabis is so amazing, how can I do that? Because I'm in a state where it's not legal. And what I found out is there is an element in cannabis, and it's actually taken from the hemp plant. And it is 100% legal in all 50 states and 40 other countries. And so, of course, I bought some right away for Mercy, and it was very exciting. We thought, oh my goodness, we're taking this, the CBD is what we ordered. And it turns out that there are, multiple places that you can order it, but what was so confusing was how it's dosed. How much do we take? Where do we buy it from? How do we know that it's quality? How do we know how much is actually in the oil that we're taking? So we found some people to help us, and Mercy started taking it. And here is where the story is amazing. So Mercy actually is a trach and a shunt and a G-tube. And at the time, Mercy was nonverbal. She could actually only say 2 words. She could say mama and bye-bye. And aside from that, it was just babbling. And, She could sign about 250 words, so we knew she had it in there, but she couldn't speak, nor could she eat. So she has a little G-tube in her tummy, and we pump food into her stomach. So we were really excited to see what the CBD would do in Mercy's body. And we had high hopes, because to recap just a little bit, if Mercy's brain tumor grew within a period of 3 months before her next MRI, then the doctors would recommend chemotherapy for an entire year. So we started giving Mercy the CBD. 1 week later, she was speaking. she was actually speaking. She was saying words, and we could actually understand her. So she went from saying mama and bye-bye to actually speaking words. She went from being nonverbal to speaking in complete sentences. Mercy had been to feeding therapy her entire life, and she had a very severe oral aversion due to the fact that she was on a ventilator through her throat her first 7 weeks of life prior to getting a trach, and she just was not able to eat. And so we would go to the feeding therapist every week, and we were always working on getting rid of the oral aversion. And so one morning we woke up 7 days after Mercy started the CBD, and she signed soup to me. And I thought, wow, Mercy wants some soup, because every once in a while she liked to taste things. They had to be pureed, and she just liked a little bit on her tongue. She'd come have a hard time swallowing it. That morning, early in the morning, about 7 o'clock, she sat down with a bowl of pureed chicken and rice soup, and she literally ate the entire bowl. So we're talking about a child who went from nonverbal, non-eating by mouth. 1 week on CBD, she was speaking in complete sentences, and they were short sentences. We're talking, a child who hasn't spoken her entire life, but she could say words and let us know what she wanted. And she was eating all of her daytime feeds by mouth, starting that day and moving forward. By 1 month later, she was actually eating foods that you could chew. And then she was eating everything, just like all of the children. And those kind of results are tremendously amazing. Now, what you may be asking is, what did it do for the optic nerve glioma, or the cancerous brain tumor that she has sitting right on her optic nerves? And I can tell you this, we are 3 years into it now. So that was 3 years ago that Mercy started taking CBD. Her tumors have never grown. Now, one thing that I didn't tell you is that she also has a tumor because of NF1 that goes from the base of her skull over to her salivary gland. And that tumor also has not grown. So her doctors have been actually pretty amazed that she's done 3 years during a time when tumors typically do grow in children with NF1, and Mercy's have been completely stable. So why does CBD work so well in your body? I don't know or understand all of the chemistry involved behind CBD within your body, but one thing that I do know is that your body has an endocannabinoid system. It was discovered in the early 1990s. Most people don't know about it, and most medical schools are not teaching about the endocannabinoid system yet. The endocannabinoid system is built of receptors that directly accept CBD. And I believe that your body actually requires CBD in order to maintain homeostasis and in order to actually be completely healthy. I believe that CBD is an element and a plant that we actually have been missing in our diet for an extended amount of time. Oh, hi! It's Mercy! Hi, can you say hi to our friends in the camera?
Hi!
Hi, friends!
Are we making a clap?
We're not making a crunch right now. This is Mercy.